Hello, my name is Clayton. Welcome to episode 128 of the Watch Dog podcast. I'm a professional dog runner and watch enthusiast talking to his pals about dogs and watches. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for listening. You know I appreciate it. Well, I'm joined by a very happy Bears fan. He's back again, my friend Keith. Keith, congratulations on the great season. Division champs, a rematch, the rubber match now, the third match with the Green Bay Packers coming up this weekend. How are you feeling about it?
It's funny to just be like, yeah, the Bears just lost, but things are going well.
Yeah, we got a revenge against Benedict Johnson, swept them. The only two division wins for the Lions this year, man. Ugh.
Yikes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I hate losing against the Packers, and it would be awful to lose against them in the playoffs. So I'm a little nervous about it. Probably more nervous than it was another team. But yeah, hopefully, the last time they played, they won. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like without Parsons now, the Packers aren't nearly as dangerous, and they're limping into the playoffs too, literally and figuratively. They're injured, and they've lost like, 4 in a row? Something like that. So we'll see.
I mean, we were saying this earlier, but the Bears need to, really turn things up more than just the fourth quarter. So if they could do that, I mean, the last time they played the Packers, or maybe it was the first time, the Bears did absolutely nothing the first half, and then had a decent second half. So if they could just play that way through the whole game, we'll be looking good.
Yeah. I don't know who to root for because I'm not a huge fan of Ben Johnson anymore, but I also loathe the Green Bay Packers. So I guess by default, I just have to hope both teams turn the ball over a bunch and then the Bears win.
So you think Ben Johnson should have just been happy being offensive coordinator?
No.
Let's not go to head coach at all.
No, just the Bears. Well, if I'd hate him even more if he went to the Green Bay Packers. No, I don't really hate him, but yeah, I have to kind of not be thrilled that he went to the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling he's gonna be in Chicago for a long time. So
oh yeah, and
better get used to it.
Caleb also broke the long-standing QB passing record for the Bears, held by former Lion Eric Kramer, which is
okay.
Shocking that Eric Kramer held that record for so long, 30 plus years. I think the all-time single-season yardage total record for the Bears, Eric Kramer.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of records being broken with these extra games now.
Yeah. Yep. It wasn't very much either. It was under 4,000 yards. So that just tells you the QB futility the poor Bears have had over the years.
Oh, it's been awful.
It's 3,800 yards. They have not had a 3,800 yard passer. But anyway, yeah, I guess I'll say it here. And I know my friend Jeremy listens, who's a Green Bay Packer fan. But yeah, I got to go for the Bears on this one. Sorry, Jeremy. Well, what'd you do for New Year's? I know Larry David says the 4th of January is the cutoff to say Happy New Year, I think. It's not socially acceptable. Yeah, I think it's the 4th.
That's very important to him. Yeah, I just hung out with, it was 5 of us just playing games, just waiting until midnight, nothing big. What about you?
I was asleep by 9 something. Yeah, I was telling you I had a 5-mile race on New Year's Day, the Hangover Classic. And it was very cold. It was snowy. Man, I would not have run if I didn't pay money to do this race. And it ended up being a good time, except I was kind of coming down with a cold. So I ended up running with my buddy, and then we went and had a couple beers at the after party, and I came home and watched college football, could not get warm. And then Thursday night, then I knew I was sick. It just hit me like a truck. So yeah, running that race probably did not help.
And you're feeling better now?
Yeah, much better. I actually pretty much took care of myself over the weekend. Drank a lot of water. Friday and Saturday, really did not get off the couch much and drink a ton of water. And caught up on sleep. So actually felt pretty good. All right, well, let's get into it. Before I guess we get into the main topic of the episode, which you saw, let's do a wrist check real quick. What are you wearing?
Oh, geez, I'm not wearing anything right now.
Oh,
I forgot to put something on. That happens sometimes when I'm just around the house. I'm either a lot of times, yesterday I was wearing actually my Seiko, but otherwise I'm wearing my Casio if I remember to put it on or nothing. So I'm wearing nothing today.
yeah, I'm wearing my Seiko SNR 045. Wound up the spring drive, just going on a hike with my dogs tonight. It's
You,
fun to watch it. I love having the power reserve on the dial. I know it's not for everybody. People don't like that it breaks up the dial, but I think it's kind of neat to watch it fill up.
yeah, I think it's cool too. And you've toyed with the idea of selling it before, so I'm glad you haven't.
No, Dad, no, I don't
I don't
think
think
so.
you'll ever buy a Seiko to top it.
No, really, and I maybe that's the reason I was not interested in the SLA 081. That's right, right? That's what it's called. Um, because I think this one is just I'd like this one more. It's I like
Mhm.
the green. I think I'd tire of that dial. I think maybe it's a little too decorative or a little too out there. Maybe it wouldn't be as suitable. This one is has a design on it, but it's a little more subdued. I think that one's a little more out there, and
Yeah.
just I may tire of that a little more. I know the size would work, and the titanium obviously would work, and this one's also a little more limited, 500 pieces versus 600. So yeah, I think this one is definitely. I've said it before. It's my favorite Seiko I've ever owned. So, and the spring drive in this is just never missed a beat. Always been
Yeah.
dead on.
Yeah, I mean, if you sell this one, then I think you're done with Seiko.
Yeah, this would be the official breakup, I think, unless they come out with something. I don't know. Those ghosts that visited me, the ghost of the Seiko future, said there might be something in 2026 that I'd be interested in. But yeah, I don't know what it could be. God, yeah, that's an all-time low for the podcast. But
I remember
anyway,
listening to it like, what am I listening to right now?
had a little too much eggnog on Christmas Eve.
I like it. It's creative. It's different. No one else did it. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's for better or for worse. All right, so I guess we thought we would do 2026. I don't know, our thoughts on what we might see, predictions, hopes. I don't really have any New Year's resolutions at all, whether it be watches or otherwise. But yeah, I thought we'd just chat a little bit about what we hope to see from other brands, maybe Seiko, maybe other brands we're interested in. Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, I could kick it off if you want.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so I was watching the time. I just was recently watching the Longines CEO was on Time and Tide YouTube channel.
Yes.
He was interviewed, and this got me excited. Okay, so uh, first of all, I'm going to say a watch I want them to release next year, but I'll preface it with this quote. So he was asked, "What's one design cue you're bringing back in one year retiring?" And he said, "We're bringing back slimmer watches in smaller proportions and retiring oversized, over thick cases." So that gets me excited because that's exactly what I want. Now, I think what they mean is they're getting rid of maybe they're going to have less 43 millimeter watches and more 40 millimeter watches, which is still kind of big for a Longines, but I'll take that as a win for me. But what I want to see them release, just keep the 37 millimeter Spirit as is, exactly everything exact. Maybe add on the fly micro adjust, switch that out, but then have a gilt version. That's what I want in 2026. Now, I've been looking into just getting maybe the black dial Spirit. And so I was watching reviews and came across Sanjay's review of the 37 millimeter. He had the blue dial. And so that came out in 2022, and then there's a comment from me on it being like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to see, what they come out with the different variants they may come out with for this watch in 2023." And here we are in 2026, and they've not released any different variants of the 37 millimeter Spirit. And when I go on their website, and you click on the Spirit. Now, maybe there's like a cookie in there it's like remembering what I clicked on before, but it lists like I think it's they list the blue dial and like the silver dial 37 millimeter Spirit as like a bestseller. So I'm always like, if this is such a bestseller, why aren't you coming out with different variants? The Legend Diver 39 came out. You've already come out with more variants. The Zulu has a million variants. Where's a 37 millimeter variant? So maybe based on what the CEO is saying, we'll see it. Now they did just come out with the 39 Spirit Pilot. So maybe they won't come out with the 37 Gilt if they did the 39. I really want to try that on. I know the end link to end link is probably going to be too long for me, but I'll try it on and maybe that'll work for me. It's missing some design elements from the Spirit, the regular Spirit that I like. For example, the 5 stars. I like the red tip second hand, so it's a little plain for me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Longines overall, and I hope I hope this year is the year I finally add one to my collection.
You have talked about Longines since
I
I've
know.
known you, and you've never bought one.
Depending on the day, I'm looking at a different model. So like it depends. Any day you talk to me, I could be like, this model is the one I really want. And the next day I'll be, no, 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 this model is the one I really want. So we'll see what actually happens.
I don't know if it's possible to be a brand fanboy without ever having owned one, but if it is, you are
I would say
definitely.
it's not. I would say it's not.
But yet here you are. I would consider you a Longines fanboy.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I won't until I buy one. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Now, we always hear that, you know, enthusiasts make up such a small percentage of watch buyers, and then watch buyers in general are more interested. They trend larger with the watches they buy. So it's interesting that a brand like Longines, who I think sells to a lot of non-enthusiasts, and we always hear they're big like with the Asian market. So it's interesting that there must be some market research that is telling them to trend downward in size. So, interesting.
Yeah, I think it's odd because I feel like any CEO would say 42 millimeters sell the best. So it's interesting to hear them say that. Now they do have like quite a, their watches are quite thick, and they just came out with that chronograph, that flyback chronograph that's 39 millimeters, and that's like the same thickness as the Zulu, which is like 13 and a half or so, which is pretty thin for that kind of watch. So it seems to be where they're trending.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is because their lugs are so long. That would be the thing I'd like to see.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Trim those down a little bit. But one thing I'd like to see in general, more in 2026 and going forward, is when listing the specs, lug to lug, because I think it's arguably more important than diameter and other measurements that are listed. So please, watch brands. I know, videos do it and reviews do it because they know enthusiasts care about that, because it makes a big difference in how a watch is going to wear. Yeah, I mean, same with like IWC. I tried on the 39 millimeter Spitfire, and I would say the lugs are arguably too long for my preference. They're kind of ridiculous for a 39 millimeter watch. So yeah, I think I wish brands would start to list lug to lug as just a
Luckily,
standard measurement.
the watch is somewhat popular these days. You'll find a YouTuber doing that.
Yeah.
So it kind of excuses them, but yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah. But there's a whole lot of watches that I'm surprised that don't have videos. Like, and maybe it's because I like some of the more oddball stuff, but gosh, I mean, even the Nomos World Timer, like, I feel like I could have made a video on it when I got it and been one of the first handful.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I like that Lagoon Blue BB54. I feel like there wasn't much on it. And if I was so inclined, I could have made a video and been among the first. Like, that's actual hands-on. There were a lot of like announcement videos and stuff, but not people who really owned it.
Yeah, I did look up some Certina variants recently, and there's some that I can only find like a short of on YouTube from like, another country.
Yeah. And a lot of
So
time.
it's funny because like every day I find a new YouTube channel, a watch YouTube channel. So you think there's enough people out there to cover everything, but there's a lot of watches too.
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunately, a lot of the channels cover the same watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess you're only going to get a certain amount of clicks with certain watches. I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
I have an observation about 2026. I guess, I think with enthusiasts, with me anyway, and maybe with the prices creeping up, like I feel like less people are probably going to get into watches, especially people who are in the affordable end. But in the last few months, especially in the last year, I've had more people ask me about watches because I don't know about you, but I am the watch person for my friends and family. I'm the only one they know who's into watches. So I get asked about, should I buy this? Is this a good watch? What do you think of this? Um, I've had more people ask me that kind of question in the last few months that I can ever remember in the hobby before. So it's interesting that people are getting, and it's like the moon. What do you think of the moon swatch? What do you think of the Bamford Seiko? I've had two different friends ask me about the recent Bamford Seiko 5, which is interesting. And like,
It's so random and such a kind of out there, design
yeah, yeah. Well, I have
to
one
get asked
friend
to
who's
think
really into it and wants to buy it, even though they sold out. They were $490, and the actual selling price on eBay is like $1,100, $1,200, and he's considering it. I was like, ah, if you really want it, but it's not worth that. If it's worth that to you, then it's worth that to you, but it's not worth that to me. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so yeah, I'm impressed they're finding these watches. Like, how are they finding these watches? That's cool. So yeah, there's still interest in watches, and it seems to be growing from my small sample size. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No one asked me about watches, so my sample size is looking different than yours.
yeah, I just feel like I almost feel like I'm being kind of priced out of luxury watches now. I understand why, like Rolex and Tudor just had pretty aggressive price hikes on January 1st, right? I
Yeah.
get it from their standpoint and understanding the watch industry a little bit. I don't claim to know everything. There's a lot I don't know, and I enjoy learning all the time from the watch content that I consume. I like to learn things. There's some great podcasts and YouTube videos that will teach you. But premiumization, I think less I think overall less watches are being bought, so they want to raise those prices. So even though they're selling less, they're still making more money because they're more expensive. I know material prices have gone up. Do I think they're gouging still? Yes. I don't think they've gone up that much, but yeah, I think overall materials have gone up. Obviously, the tariff situation, it's down now, but still, I think brands are raising those prices. Hopefully we see an end to it, but yeah, it was a pretty aggressive price hike. Like I'm still technically on the interest list for the titanium Yachtmaster. When I expressed my interest almost 3 years ago, it was 14,500, I believe, and now it is over 16,000. Do I want it? $16,000 worth? I don't know that I do. Do I think enthusiasts are okay with the price hikes? I don't know. I guess it all depends. I think there's a certain crowd that is going to buy no matter what. If they get the call for a Rolex, um, and it's gone up $2,000 since they expressed interest, they don't care. They're doing it, and
Yeah.
that's fine. They're in a position where they don't care. And then there's the person who maybe, I don't know, can only afford one nice watch in his lifetime, and he wants a Speedmaster. It's the watch he's always wanted since he was a little kid, and he saw, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon, right? And he was almost there when it was 7,000. Then it went up to 9,000, and by the time he gets 9,000 saved, it's going to be 10,000. And he feels like he's just never going to get there, so he buys something else. Like I understand both sides of it. For me, I think it's just I don't know if watch buying is at the same priority level for me as it used to be. It still is. I'm still obsessed with watches. I still love talking watches. I'm still looking at watches online all day, but actually spending a big chunk of money on a watch is just, it's down the priority list these days. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tudor, I want to say they raised prices in January of 2025, then May, then October, and then January again.
Yeah.
Like I was in Tutor AD like September or whatever it was. I didn't even know there was a price hike, and I come back like a week or two later, and the watch I was looking at was like $200 or $300 more, and now I just looked and it's $200 more again.
Damn.
And I mean, you just have to be more selective of what you buy, and buy less.
Yep.
You know,
Ultimately, I
It-
guess it's a good thing for me.
yeah. I mean, you could say, oh, you could go secondary, but secondary prices are going up too. You know, with the retail prices going up, secondary prices go up too. So
Yep.
it's not a help either. So yeah, is this causing people to slow down? And sometimes like when you see like Tudor and Omega raising prices like that, and you're looking at a watch, maybe you look at something else. I don't know. I, I mean, a lot of this is due to outside of their control. You know, there's all the tariff stuff going on, so they weren't foreseeing that happening. So you can't fully blame them, at least in the U.S. But it's disheartening for sure.
Yeah, it is. And it's just, over the last few months, I've been kind of just doing other things with money, like
Mhm.
actually investing in some nicer clothes so that maybe I don't have to
Okay.
buy clothes as much. So I'll buy some just nicer stuff. I'm trying really hard to run a fast marathon again for the first time in a while. So investing in nutrition a little bit,
Okay.
some good electrolytes, good supplements, that kind of thing. And I don't know, I'm having more fun doing that than spending money on watches.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. There's a lot more out there. That's for sure.
yeah. So that doesn't mean I'm never going to. I'm always going to be into watches. I think I'm in this thing till I'm dead. But it just,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just not thrilled about the idea of spending $10,000. And I don't know. Even putting any new money into watches just doesn't sound great right now. So that means I have to sell watches, and then there's only like 3 or 4 watches that I want to sell, and they're not ultra expensive. So what do I do? Just hang on to my money, and if I must have a watch, hopefully I've saved it long enough where I feel like I can justify it. But I don't know. I'm in a weird spot right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. One of my hopes for 2026, which I wrote down, is I want just a couple releases to come out, and when I see the price, being like, oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
That's where the bar is for me right now. Like if that could happen a couple of times, like I'll be good, you know?
That's only happened with, like, the last time I did that was that Fears Studio Underdog
Oh yeah,
collaboration.
yeah.
The what was it called? The Brooklyn? No, well, the Mimosa.
The Manhattan,
Manhattan,
the
yeah. Yeah.
the Gimlet,
Yeah, the gimlet, the Manhattan. Well, I
Mimosa.
couldn't get the gimlet or the Manhattan because they were
Hmm.
at certain events, but the Mimosa, looking at that price and thinking, you know what? This is not bad. And if you ever want to sell it, there's going to be a whole lot of people clamoring for it, so you get your money back. And
Hmm.
I didn't, but I remember thinking like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is a fair price.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it's few and far between where you look at a watch price these days and think it's fair.
Well, if we can transition, that actually leads me to something I want to see in the watch industry in 2026. I want to see more brand collabs because I think it's really fun. It's really cool. We had, well, Studio Underdog collabs with everyone. We had them collabing with Fears. They collabed with Satori Biard. I think Fears collabed with Garrick, I want to say. And I actually think the Raven Notice watch, the Trail Trekker,
Oh
is
yeah.
like the best watch from both brands. There's a white one that's on pre-sale right now. It might be sold out, but the one before that, was like more gray.
Yeah, they're badass
That's
looking.
really cool.
Yeah.
And I remember I talked with the Raven owner about that when I was in New York, and he was going through what did Raven contribute to this? What did Notice contribute to this? And it really was like a 50-50 kind of collab. So I think that's pretty cool to see brands collab, and it gets fans of both brands to be interested in a watch, and they've come up with some really cool designs.
Yep, I agree with that. I really I love those collaborations. I've never bought one, but I feel like Fears is up for collaborating with anybody.
Right,
So,
they've done Christopher Ward, and
yeah.
yeah.
And it's interesting, like when a high end brand like Moser, goes in with Studio Underdog. Like that's cool. It's cool to see that sort of thing. I know that didn't go over all that well, but I wouldn't mind seeing that too. Like a high end brand, collaborating with somebody who's a bit out there that costs a lot less, and each brand then has an offering in that collaboration. I don't know. I think that's interesting. I know collectors of the high end brand may not find it so interesting, may find that it devalues, sort of like the Speedmaster owners thought the Moon Swatch devalued their Moon Watch. But I don't know. I think it's
And to
neat.
me, the brand collab is more exciting than the other options, which is, uh, the, I don't have much of a problem with this, but the retailer collab is cool. Like you could see unique designs. I know Toppers does a lot. I think Exquisite might do it. So there's retailers that collab,
Yes.
which is cool just to get a different variant of maybe a watch you really like. And maybe less YouTuber collabs with brands, just because I don't really want a YouTuber's name on my watch. Let's be honest. Like, I don't know. It kind of takes away from that. Do what you want. I don't have to buy anything, obviously. Um, but yeah, the brand collabs and the retailers collabs are cool too.
Yeah, I agree. Even though I've bought a couple, I've bought the Grenado
Mm.
CWC collaboration. Which other one did I buy? Oh, Random Raw, Borealis. Oh boy, bought that years ago. I'm with you on that. I don't need to see that anymore, because then I feel like you're in cahoots or in the pocket of these brands, and then anything you say is, I can't take you that seriously, because you're not going to say anything negative about the brand that you collaborate with. And a lot of podcasters and YouTubers now have done collaborations with several brands. And I'll still consume you for entertainment, but man, if you try and tell me that you're objective and what's to stop you from saying something bad about Tag, because maybe you're angling for a collaboration, or I don't know, name the brand. But yeah, it needs to stop. Now, next week, if I get offered a collaboration with a brand, would I do it? I don't know, but I don't think I have
Yeah, I
to.
was
I don't
gonna
think I have
say,
to worry about that.
if I was a YouTuber, it would kind of be cool. Although I'm not like a designer, I don't want to design anything really.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be amazing. Like I talked about last week. Like I understand when YouTubers or podcasters get watches from brands to review, because like the brand notices you and thinks enough of you. Like remember when we got the Formex watch? Like
Right.
I don't I got offered a watch. I think I told you off air, but the brand, but I won't say it here. But I did get offered to review a watch, no strings attached. I just had to send it back when I was done, and I declined because I'm increasingly uncomfortable with that.
Hmm.
And I think it's because I have made non-watch purchases, and I've been watching YouTube videos trying to find like a decent unbiased review, and it's really hard.
Hmm.
You watch a review of something and like, oh yeah, don't forget to click that discount code in the show notes for 10% off. So it's like, oh no, they're in their bag. They're in the bag. They've been bought. So yeah, I just want a review where there's none of that. They own it. They bought it with their own money. And man, like with the Oura ring, with a jacket I just bought, with some other things, I've been looking for just unbiased reviews, and it's really hard to come by.
Yeah, really any kind of item I could think of. Anything from a mattress to what was I looking up recently? Anything. It's like tech stuff. You always get the people that come up first are the people who are working with the brands
Yeah,
almost. So
click that discount code.
right, right.
So they get a cut. So it's in their best interest that you do buy the stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
recently I've been into this like mushroom coffee, and I've been watching videos on certain ones, and oh yeah, that's a big thing. Um, because it's kind of scammy anyway, and then people review it for the brand. So yeah, there's discount codes in everybody's video. But yeah, it was that way with the Aura Ring and its competition, especially. I mentioned that. So yeah, um, and like I guess I wish I don't know how to say this. I get why YouTubers and podcasters monetize, right? I understand. Why not?
Mhm.
With all the work that goes into creating content, I think it's fair. But I don't know, it also bothers me to a certain extent, I guess. And I've stopped watching more and more channels because of it. So I guess go for it if that's what you want to do and that you want to make money from it. I guess I'm fortunate and I love my like day job and what I do. So I have no interest in making money from the watch hobby. But if you do and you want to make YouTube your full-time job, that's awesome. It's just more and more kind of a turnoff for me, I guess. That's just I'm going to cut out more and more channels. I think that's maybe one of my goals in 2026. I got to cut out some fluff.
Yeah, and I think there's, some decent YouTubers out there like I would say this watch, that watch, you're
Yes.
terrific.
Yeah.
And look for smaller channels like Pete McConville,
Yep.
I don't think he's any brand's pockets or anything like that. Um, so you just gotta have to dig a little.
Yeah. And like I know Pete is on Substack now, and I know that's a big thing. A lot of people are having paid subscriptions on there. You can read a little taste, and then if you want to read the rest of the article, pay a certain amount a month. So I know there's a lot of that, and I don't pay
Mhm.
for any right now, but I think I used to pay for Jason Heaton's, and then I just was like, I'm never reading them anyway. So,
Oh, you do pay for the Grey NATO though. That's something.
well, I pay for that. Yeah, I mean I Substacks. Yeah, I'm in that Slack group, and that's like 100 a year or whatever, and
Mhm.
I find that valuable.
Yeah, yeah.
But but I also feel like those guys, even though they have worked with brands, and I mean, gosh, they worked with CWC. I just feel better about theirs than other collaborations without naming names.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. I feel like there's a little more pure, and it's like that brand matches kind of
Oh,
their
for sure.
attitudes and their lifestyles and what
Yeah.
they like in a watch. All right. Well, I think that covers everything I want to talk about with price. How about Seiko? Any hopes and dreams for Seiko in 2026?
We kind of talk about this sometime. It's hard for me not to focus on this, and I sound like a broken record, and people are probably sick of me saying it. But especially like Seiko, they have so much great divers, and I'll send some to you. I'm like, if only this were a little smaller. Even though Seiko's wear small, all their, especially higher end divers, they're all like 42, 43. Just get a few 39. They have so many watches they release. Just get a few 39, especially with the SLAs and stuff. Um, but even some others too. If they just made their watches a little smaller, I'd be a lot more happy.
Hmm. Yeah, I have always lived by that Seiko magic wearability that they're
It's
just a
true. It's
little
there.
squat. Yeah, it's there. I mean, I'm looking at the SNR on my wrist right now. It has no business fitting, but it looks great. Even though it's a chunker, I mean, just lug to lug and just the way it hugs the wrist and it looks good. I mean, looks like a dinner plate in a way because of the thickness, but just like top down view, it's perfect. So
hmm
I think that's why a lot of people get tricked into thinking like the Marine Master, the previous Marine Master, like the SLA 023 works. I remember our friend Kentucky Man. He
Oh
actually
yeah,
bought
yeah.
one because he kept looking at pictures, top down pictures, and he said, I can pull that off. Then he got it and quickly realized I tried to tell him. I think I even sent him like a private message like, you're not going to like it.
Yeah, I will say I love that watch. If that was made a bit smaller, oh my God, I would love to have that one.
Oh, yeah. I think a few months ago, Bobby and Amin and I did a stream talking about like our top five Seikos. And like, I think that was number two for me and number one for Bobby, the SLA 023. And neither of us have any desire to own it or wear it, but it's just, I don't know. I still I look at my pictures of that watch semi regularly. It's just a beautiful watch. But yeah, darn the heft, which is why I value the SNR 045 so much. What do I
Did you
hope?
have a hope for Seiko?
Yeah. I think it'd be neat to see them like do a true Pogue reissue. I think a modern 6139 reinterpretation would sell like crazy. I mean, it would break the internet, I think. It's always kind of hard to tell what's going to be a hit with Seiko, but I think that one could be, obviously it would be impossible to get initially. The speed timer you like has been pretty hard to get. Keeps selling
Yeah, that's
out.
what you're telling me. I
Yeah.
haven't. I stopped by a Seiko store a couple days ago, and they were like wiped out of Seikos. I like look in the case, and they could tell by my reaction. It's like, oh, we're getting more in. It's like, give us a week, we're gonna get a bunch more in, and so people must be buying them for the holidays, which is good.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like I said, I think the watch industry is alive and well, and more new people are getting in, and I guess they just don't know that when we got in 6, 7, 8 years ago, they were a lot cheaper.
Hmm.
I guess they don't care, so that's good. I'm always happy to see people getting into watches. My buddy Johan, who I ran with that race with the other day, and who I've done longer runs with, and he got his SKX 009, the Pepsi bezel. He wore it on a race we did in the fall, and showed it to me. It's like, oh, it looks so good. It's like it has a good patina, faded bezel a little bit. He's been wearing it nonstop. I think he said he got that in like 08, 09, and
Hmm.
still he got it serviced once. He said it doesn't keep very good time, but he doesn't really care. He just likes to wear it. He likes the way it looks. And he had a Seiko before that. So yeah, he's the one of the guys who's interested in the Bamford Seiko. And yeah, it's just cool. Yeah, he's a Seiko guy. I think he's not a watch enthusiast, but he does periodically look them up, and that's his brand. So hey, always fun to see people, and I'm trying to corrupt him and get him like really into buying. I've showed him my SNR 045, and he was liking that, but he would never spend that kind of money on a watch. But
Right. Not yet, anyways.
and the other person who's interested in the Seiko Bamford, it's funny, like, and he's interested in the Moon Swatch. He could afford like a really nice watch if he wanted to, but that's the stuff he's interested. So that's always cool too.
Yeah, and like 2025 had the Gene Kranz Seiko
Yes.
5,
Yep.
37 millimeter, and like people love that watch.
Oh yeah.
It's just fun to see people get excited for a Seiko 5.
Yeah, they actually had a few hits, and even though like I said, I was not that impressed with anything. But yeah, the crayons, your speed timer, I'll call it yours because I think you're gonna get it someday.
I've been looking for it.
But you've been. I could have said that about a Longines too. You've been looking for one of
Oh
those.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, you can never believe me until it's in my hand.
yeah. I wish I was. I wish I was like you a little bit more and just talked and didn't buy. I actually bought a watch already this year, not for me though. I bought an Oris for my wife for the holidays. We didn't actually really get each other anything, and then it came up that my brother-in-law was maybe going to get his wife a watch, and then it got my wife looking at Oris, and she found one that she liked, and we were actually going to get it maybe when we go to Cabo later in the spring. And I was like, nonsense, we're not buying it there and deal with VAT and everything. We're going to get it from Topper. So we did. So it's going to be here in a couple days. And then, yeah, we'll see if she likes that or the BB Black Bay 54 Lagoon Blue. My dog is drinking water very loudly right now.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, so yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. But she has a nice little collection going now. She's got a half of a Tudor, an Oris, several Timex. Yeah, she's got a nice little thing going here. She's got a G-Shock.
Like that. Do you own a tuner? Half of one.
Yeah, half
Not
of
a
one.
full tutor, but half of one.
And I'm just looking now. So we bought that in August, and it's gone up $400 since we bought it. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to your future episode on it to see if it's truly going to be a keeper and what your thoughts on it are.
Oh well,
So
yeah,
I
she'll
don't want you
never
to
want to
spoil
sell it. That'll, if anything, it'll go to her in the divorce or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, oh yeah, she'll never. That's a lifetime keeper. No way we sell
Okay.
that. No way that gets sold. No, she's not a she's a collector hoarder type person. So no
I
way
got you.
she would never even dream of selling it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes with my mood, I get like when I sold the 3 watches this year, I sold them all at the same time, and this happens with more than things than just watches. But sometimes I'll just look around my house, and be like, I need to get rid of stuff, and I
yeah.
just don't want all this stuff around here. And sometimes it means I get rid of something without thinking about it, as much as I should have. But overall, it works in my favor. So
I should not tell this story on the podcast, but one of her New Year's resolutions. She's a food hoarder. I don't know if hoarder is a strong word, but she likes to buy food. She's not stocking up for the apocalypse or anything. She just, I don't know, she sees a good deal or something, and she buys like a lot of dry goods. But even those, some of those have expiration dates. So on New Year's Day, she went down the basement, and we have all this food down there, and she started like just kind of disposing of things, and there were like Jello, 20 boxes of like the Jello, that you can buy, and expiration date 2011. It's like, she's like, what was I thinking? And Jello must last a long time. So when the hell would she have bought these? Like,
yeah, really,
06, 07? Like, I'm sure
that's
Jello has
wild.
like a 5 year. So she's like, what prompted me in 2007 to buy 20 boxes of Jello? Where was my head at? But yeah, so that's her. Like, she just, not like I'm very minimalist. Like, I don't, because she's also organized. So while she has a lot of stuff, it has a proper place. And if I had a lot of stuff, it'd just be in a pile. So that
Okay.
is one of the reasons I don't know how to take care of my stuff. Other than watches, I take pretty good care of my watches, and they have a spot. But otherwise, like, I'm pretty messy. So, because I'm an ADHD guy, so everything just gets piled. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, the minimalist would say organizing is a well-planned hoarding.
Right, right.
Like if you don't have stuff, you don't have to organize it.
Yeah,
But obviously everyone has to organize a bit.
yeah.
But maybe your method, your piles work out better in the long run. I don't know.
Yeah, I think with her thing is she'll put it away, whatever it might be, and then forget she owns it, buy
Yeah.
2 or 3 more new ones, and then when she does one of these like random clean outs, like, oh yeah, I already had 2 of these. Damn. Yeah. Why did I buy another one? So yeah, I like to just leave stuff out, because if it's not, that's our big argument all the time, is I like to leave things on the dining room table. I know they're there, and she obviously hates that as a very organized person. So
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either,
yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest with you.
yeah. So I know it's not for everybody,
To
but
me, it's like a staging area. The dining room table is like, okay, I just got this in the mail today. I'm going to set it here, but that means I got to do something with it soon.
oh no, that's like, I wanted to live here.
You know where this belongs? On top of the dining room table.
Well, I have a spot on we have like a island in our kitchen that goes into the dining room, and I have a spot that's just my piling area. She's given me that little corner, and yeah, so everything goes there. I know it's there, and it's not all related things that would necessarily go on a kitchen counter, but that's my area. So, which she hates, but she tolerates it. How about personal goals? I know we talked a little bit about Longines and Seiko, but any personal watch goals for 2026? Not necessarily resolutions or anything.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it might be boring. It's just more of the same, maybe a little more than the same has been. But yeah, I really try not to buy too much. But 2025 and 2024 were notably very slow years for me. In 2024, I bought the Seiko Solar Speed Timer. 2025, I traded a watch and even trade for a watch to get the SPB 143, and I bought a Raven. I no longer have the Raven or the Speed Timer. I still have the 143, but those are really slow years. Probably partly because I bought a Grand Seiko at the end of 2023. So this year, I definitely see myself, buying more than I've had the last couple years. Just really, focusing on brands I really love and not going overboard. That's always my goal, is to not go overboard.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Like, I have three main watches right now. I'm pretty good, like, switching them out and stuff. Sometimes I think about buying a watch. I'm like, when would I incorporate this into my wearing? I always think it's wild when people have a lot of watches, and I'm like, when are you wearing that? And I know Pete McConville will say, like, well, it's collection, like a stamp collection. You don't have to wear it to enjoy it, but that's not the case for me. So some watches I've gotten rid of, I really love. I just don't gravitate towards them when I go to take them out of my watch box. So I really am trying to think of, what do I want to, put on my wrist every day? And also, there's a couple of watches I've wanted in the past, the Black Bay 58 being one, that I have to question, do I really want this, or does YouTube tell me I want this? So I'm trying to, or whatever, Worn and Wound or Fratello or whatever the case, whoever's covering a watch, is this something that I would pick out myself without the constant barrage of being told, this is a great watch, this is a great watch, this is a great watch? And that's really hard for me to parse out. So I'm really, that's something I'm sitting with myself too, just being like, I want this watch because, like, when I saw the Seiko Speed Timer Diver that we're talking about, like, I saw one video of that watch. I forget who released it. And I'm like, that's an awesome watch I would love to have. Like, that is no question. I just love that watch. So when I see something like the Black Bay 58 or a Rolex Explorer or whatever, it's like, it's been drilled into my head for so much that, oh, I have a small wrist and I like sporty watches and I like more standard looking watches, or a better word to describe that. Obviously, I need the Rolex Explorer, but do I really? Is that really something that I really would love putting on my wrist every day? So that's kind of what I'm wrestling with right now.
Yeah, and I think the more like isolated I am, I'm not in many watch groups. I'm in the TGN Slack. I'm not super active in there. It gets a little contagious watch buying when you're in a bunch of watch groups. Like when I used to, I'm not in Discord at all anymore, but when I used to be, you get a little, maybe you get a little jealous, like, oh man, Keith just bought a new watch. I want a new watch. Then you start looking, and there's also maybe a little like keeping up with the Joneses type thing. There's a great line in Eddie Vedder's song, if less is more, how you keep in score. Like, sometimes I think that's how it goes. Like, maybe we're trying to like keep score without even realizing, like, just keep up with everybody. Watch buying sometimes, and I'm guilty of that. I've done that. But I think the less and less you're on like watch social media and that kind of thing, the less I don't know. I'm just not into buying watches much right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to be in watch social media. Maybe it's social media, but the groups, and I like love being in there. I love interacting with people. So it's just finding a way to do that without it making you want to keep up with people.
I think I'm still in touch with my watch friends, and that really has not changed. I'm just not in the big group with them. Maybe I'm more like one-on-one. Like you and I talk all the time. We're not even a watch group together now, but we still talk all the time. And I'm in like small chat groups and that kind of thing. So it's not like I've completely cut off contact, but I think I'm just more like one-on-one chatting with friends now instead of like a group at large. Yeah. So, it's interesting. Yeah. And I think a lot of my friends are in a similar position where they don't buy as much as they used to. So I think that's also contagious.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So, man, I need to hang around you more. I hopefully won't buy a watch for the next 2 years.
Yeah. Now, if I didn't agonize over stuff so much, that would be a healthy place to be. But I need less agony, which I think I've actually done a good job of. recently at least.
Even now, like 10 watches a day, like I try to scheme how to buy, but I stop myself. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, yeah, I'm like you, like where would that fit in? Yeah, I'm also a person who does not want a large collection. I have like 7 or 8 in my rotation now, and I almost feel like that's too many, but I'm okay with it. Because I don't plan on buying much anymore or this year anyway. So, but yeah, I think,
Famous last words.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't, yeah, like I said, I don't really want to spend new money right now, and I also don't really want to sell anything. Also, the thought of selling stuff is just such a bummer. Like the actual
Oh my
task of
gosh.
listing it and low ballers, and I don't know, it's just not attractive to me.
I watched a video today. There's this financial guy that I like on YouTube, and he was talking about like you have to report the income from your side hustles. And this day and age, a side hustle means selling a watch on eBay. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you're using cash apps, doesn't matter if it's a hobby for you or a business for you, it doesn't matter. You have to report it. And so selling is just such a hassle.
Yeah. Do you
And I
have to
worry
report
about
it
that.
if
I
you
worry about
actually
selling.
lost money though?
Say that again?
Do you have to report it like if you bought a watch for $4,500 and you sold it for
Yes.
$3,700, even though you took a net loss?
Yeah, yeah, because it's still income. But then you report that it's a loss, so you don't owe taxes on it.
Okay.
And so, like, let's say you bought a watch for $2,000 and you sell it for $2,100. You only owe tax on the $100 of gains if you're one of the lucky ones who actually gained selling a watch. But if you don't have documentation, if you can't prove that you bought that watch for $2,000, then when the IRS comes to you and says, you know, you haven't reported this. You now need to pay tax on $2,100, and you don't have the backup documentation to say that you bought it for 2,000. You're probably going to have to pay taxes on that 2,100 full. So you really have to keep really good records. I don't need a second job
Yeah.
of keeping spread. I keep enough spreadsheets for my first job. I don't need to do that, for my second job. So ideally, you sell it back to a toppers, but of course you're not getting nearly as much as you would selling it yourself. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, like what if you trade a watch and then what happens then?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. That's a
Hmm.
good question. None of this is tax advice. I am not a certified tax advisor, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. But yeah, maybe just a straight up trade. No money's being exchanged. Maybe that doesn't. I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll put a disclaimer in the show notes that we're not giving tax advice here.
Well,
Um,
I'll shout out that if I'm sure I could find it really quick. I have to shout it. I actually really like this YouTube channel. I believe it has really good finance. They'll talk about like the interest rate changes and just like whatever's in the news financially, and then every once in a while you'll get like just like evergreen financial advice also. So yeah, the channel is and I've watched this one for at least a couple of years. So Clear Value Tax. So this guy is in, the tax business. And he came out with a video today called IRS Cracking Down on Side Hustle Income. Avoid these mistakes. And there's four myths he goes over. Myth one, it's on a cash app. It's not income. False. One is if it's a hobby, I can ignore it. False. For the IRS, income is income. Myth number two, I didn't get a 1099K. So it's optional to report it. False. There's a lot he goes over, so I think it's a worthwhile watch if you're selling stuff on Reddit or eBay or Facebook Marketplace, or you're using Venmo or PayPal or whatever the case may be.
I know a lot of people who are doing side hustles, some main hustle, and they're not an LLC or anything, and they're not reporting income. And they think just because it's on Venmo or something, I was like, no, they're definitely. I get paid on Venmo, and I still charge sales tax on Venmo and report it because they're looking at that stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. I
Yeah,
you know I said there was four myths. I didn't read one. The one I didn't read was if I'm not an LLC, it's not a business. False.
right. Right. So my somebody I know who's doing that said, "Oh yeah, I'm just, getting paid on Venmo." I was like, "If you really want this to be under the radar, cash, because
Yeah.
they're gonna if you ever got audited. Now the chances of that being audited are low because they're not going to waste time. It costs them more to do it than any money they would get from you. But it's playing with fire a little bit.
Right, right. Yeah, hopefully they don't come after me for my $400 speed timer sale, you know.
Right. I got audited. We're way off topic here. I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore, but that's okay. Joe Rogan could do it. We can do it.
Let's go
Uh,
4 hours.
that's right. Um, I got audited by the state once because we thought we overpaid sales tax, and didn't even occur to us that they would investigate that because they don't want to have to give you money back, the state. So we got a notice. Yeah, we're gonna have to audit you to figure this out. And I was like, oh no, why? Why did we say anything? But it was during COVID, and it ended up kind of being all like over the internet. Really, we didn't even like meet in person with them or anything, and they found no wrongdoing. I tried to keep good books and do everything by the book, and
Mhm.
also they found that we didn't overpay. So no harm, no foul. But it's not fun to be audited. But that was not by the IRS. That was just by the state of Rhode Island. So yeah, no financial advice here whatsoever. But yeah, just be careful with that stuff. If you really don't want to be traced, cash is the way.
Yeah, so that's another hope for 2026. No audits from the
That's
IRS.
right. Yes, that's a New Year's resolution.
And
Not be
that goes
audited
above
again.
anything else I've said so far today.
I think my personal goals for 2026, yeah, it's really just to wear everything and enjoy watches. And if I do buy something, it can't be redundant. Has to be, and that's kind of why I'm drawn to like limited editions or kind of rare stuff that I don't have, or like a special memory watch. I know we're going on vacation with my brother-in-law and his wife. We're going to Cabo, and he's already talked about wanting to buy watches there, and we've looked at watch stores and stuff. So, maybe buy a memory watch there. Um, I'm a little nervous to buy a watch there for the VAT thing, and also they target tourists sometimes. Some people might, so I don't know, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure I'm just worried. I read too much on the internet, which I should just not do because I'm sure they're wonderful people and it would be fine. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit something on that. You have to enjoy being into watches. I can name, I can think of multiple people who should probably never even look at a watch again,
right.
either because they're into debt with watches, or they buy too many, or they're never happy with anything they buy, or they're never always comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah.
So take a real hard look and make sure this is what you want to be doing with your time.
Oh,
Take
exactly
a
right.
step back, and maybe 2026. I'm not saying you personally, but just in the royal you who's listening to this right now. Take a step back and think to yourself: is this the best use of my time? Sometimes I question: is this best use of my time, my money? What else is out there? And hopefully, you could look in the mirror and tell yourself you're enjoying yourself.
That's kind of what these price hikes have done in a way.
Hmm.
Like I'm enjoying getting into buying a couple nice clothes items that are more expensive than I would normally buy. And I don't mind if it means I don't buy a watch because now I have like a nice jacket that's going to last me a long time, or a couple nice shirts or running stuff or whatever it might be. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I got into watches through style. Not that I'm a stylish person, but just like learning of what's best to wear and for what occasion or whatever the case may be. And when I'm wearing stuff that like I like the look of and it fits good, like I like that feeling. So it's worth it to look for quality and stuff that fits well. And like when you're wearing clothes that you like, I do think there's kind of like a mindset change almost that you have. I don't know if it's confidence, but you just feel better about yourself, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And sometimes it can be a motivator too. Like I think I was talking about this in the gift guide. Like, man, I need a jump start to start exercising again. Well, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself like a nice pair of shorts or
Hmm.
whatever it might be. Some sort of maybe a new like fitness watch or maybe a new pair of shoes or a new shirt or a new like light jacket that I can use. And it actually like kind of tricks you into getting out there and being active, you know,
Hmm.
whatever it might be. Yeah. Like I'm starting a new job. I'm going to get a nice suit or yeah, there is a certain confidence in it for sure. And it's also something to take care of. Like I bought a couple clothing items that you have to wash in a different way. So it forces
Hmm.
you to kind of pay attention to that sort of thing. When you're spending that much money on something, you obviously want to take care of it like a watch. So,
Yeah. I
um,
mean, I'm the laundry person in our house. I'm very particular with what gets washed and what doesn't, and what gets hang dried and all that stuff. So I got that on lock right now.
yeah, I do all my own laundry. And once in a while I fold it too. But, but that's another thing that gets piled on the floor until even I can't stand it. But my wife has also hogged all the closet space. You should see our closet and the disparity in the amount of room that I have versus what she has. That's another thing she probably needs to do a spring cleaning in. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of clothes, but yeah, I like that I have a few things, and I'm a person who will like ride one pair of jeans hard until
Hmm.
it's not socially acceptable to wear them anymore. Like that's the
Yeah.
I like that's why I think I like my watches to be a little on the wabi sabi side because that's kind of how I like my clothes. Like I really I wear one pair of jeans. I had two and then they like got a rip in them and I didn't want to wear them anymore. So yeah, I'm one of those people that likes my clothes to be lived in, and I kind of like the way that looks.
What do you think about the watches that come pre-lived in like that? There was that Doxa. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember. Um, I think it was like, you know, after like the Gene Kranz of the Doxa, or
right.
it was like it was around a person or something, but it kind of looked like beat up when you got it. What do you like that, or would you just prefer to beat up the
Oh,
watch
wasn't there?
yourself?
There's like a Laco like that that I can think of, and Homer and I have talked about that one. It's all like it looks, yeah, it looks like it's been through it, like it was on the bottom of the ocean, like in a World War II fighter jet went down, and 40 years later they found the watch or something, and like it looks like that. I can think of that one, and then I think there's like a Zinn that has like a scratched up dial looking thing. Yeah, I know. I'd rather put my own. It's like buying a $400 pair of ripped jeans. I'd rather
Oh,
do the rip myself.
the Doxa is the 300T Clive Cussler
Oh yeah, that
special
one's cool.
edition.
Yeah, that one's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that looks okay, but no, I think I'd rather put my own patina on stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And I think like with the price hikes, everybody's, you know, if the price hikes are upsetting to you, like I can't like tell you you're wrong because everybody's financial situation, it's deeply personal and it's different. You know, some people make more money, some people make less money. Some people are okay having credit card debt and financing watches, and I don't carry any debt. And yeah, I just would never finance a watch. But some people are totally fine with that. So what's
The reason I'm not letting the watch price hikes get to me is because everything's going up.
yes.
So it's not just watches. If it was this anomaly where like everything was pretty much the same and watches were going way high compared to everything else, maybe I'd feel differently. But everything's kind of going up, so I can't place the blame on just the watch brands themselves.
Yeah, no, believe me, I'm not. I think it's ultimately probably a good thing. It makes me be a little more, like you said earlier, you know, a little more choosy,
Hmm.
not so impulsive because I can't. I have to make it count. Uh, I can't just drop $8,000 willy nilly. because yeah, one sure way for my wife to leave me would say, you know what, I just bought a $20,000 watch and I'm going to pay it off over the next 5 years. She'd laugh and say, the hell you are. You're going to pay it off at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's all. It's I don't, yeah, I'm not overly mad about it. It just it also doesn't make me feel like I'm completely phased out of luxury watches. Just I have to buy them way less. But right now, anyway, the thought of spending that much money is not all that attractive. But a watch could come out that makes me change my mind.
Yeah, all it takes is one watch you're not expecting that kind of floors you a little bit, and
But like there
all
is
bets
one,
are
the
off.
titanium cart, the Santos. Uh, I could buy it if I want to, but I I don't know. Just the thought of spending 11,000 or whatever it is on a watch, I'm not there right now.
So,
So
so will you make a prediction? Will your the number of watch purchases in 2026 be higher or lower than 2025?
oh, lower.
Okay.
I'll make that prediction. Yeah. Oh, I think it'll be like two, three. I have no problem saying that. It'll be low. I'll buy maybe one when we go to Cabo, and then maybe one other one. But yeah, I got like a couple of vacations planned and other things I want to put money towards. So just
Hmm.
doesn't. And the watches I would sell, I would not make like a. They're not big ticket watches. So
Right.
yeah, unless something happens financially where I get an extra windfall or something. But I certainly don't see that happening. So how
Do you
about
play the
you?
lottery?
How many did you buy in last year?
Well, I did an even trade, which I guess I don't count, and then purchased one.
Okay. Can only go up
So,
from there.
well, I could purchase zero.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see you doing that. I think you're itching to buy something. You do it right though. You sell, but I think everything you do is pretty thoughtful.
Yeah, like some people think I'm anti-selling. I'm not. I'm just anti the constant flipping.
Yeah.
You need something new in all the time. I don't need something new in all the time.
Yeah.
I could enjoy what I have. So,
Yeah. I'm a reformed one of those. I used to always need something new because there was so much new that I felt like I need to have that.
mhm.
And boy, I'm way past that. Sometimes like I now it's like when it hits me, it must be pretty cool because I feel this overwhelming need to have it. Like the last time I
Mhm.
felt that was the World Timer Neomatic, and that's still one of my favorite watches. So it was right. There's been a couple times where I felt like that, but I've let it go. Like the Mimosa, like
Mhm.
thinking about it and then ultimately let it go. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'm just maturing as a collector and kind of have it narrowed down. And if something knocks my socks off, then I'll know it's right to buy. So, any other thoughts? I guess we could talk all the night long here, but maybe we shouldn't. We
Yeah, I
won't
think
go
that.
4 hours like Rogan.
Yeah, I think that covered everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think I did too. I maybe touching on like I had a Rolex thought. I think they're going to do another titanium release,
Mm.
and I think it's going to be upscale. I think maybe a Daytona or even maybe like a Sky Dweller. I think they're going to go. I don't know that it's going to be a sub. I don't know if it's going to be an Explorer 2. An Explorer 2 would be the choice, I think. But I think they might make titanium even more luxury this year. And that might set off a trend for other brands to try really expensive titanium watches.
Well, I I was hoping you were going to say that. I was hoping for the opposite. So titanium isn't really a luxury material.
They're going to
So it'd
try
be
and make
nice
it
if you
one
can.
though.
Yeah, but it would be nice if you could incorporate it on the lower end watches, like an whatever, an OP or an Explorer or something.
Yeah.
Incorporated there. That to me, that's where titanium kind of belongs. It's a more, to me anyway. It's more. I mean, it's not always like this, but it's a more tooly kind of material. Maybe unless you're
But
wearing
there's no
Transport.
money in that for them.
Yeah, yeah,
They're gonna they're gonna do something where they can make it for a little and charge a lot for it.
yeah.
So that's why
I
I
mean, you
think
could
they're gonna
still,
go upscale with it.
yeah, you could still charge more for it. The equivalent
Yeah,
steel version, but that's obviously that's not what you're getting. You
right.
mean a lot more,
Yeah, because I
like
think they'll
gold or
like
something.
it is harder to polish. So I think they do something like polish titanium and they make it look good. And then I don't know. I just have a feeling they're going to do something tricky with titanium this year. And it's not going to be one of the watches it should be. But
Yeah,
maybe
I
I'm
just feel
wrong.
like the Yachtmaster is rolling out so slowly, and maybe they are selling a lot of them, and I'm just not hearing about it. It seems like it's a very slow rollout. I want to say that AD Agudu has gotten two in, so I don't know if they just want it to be exclusive. I don't know if they're having trouble working with titanium. I can't imagine so. So I don't, are they going to roll out another one where it's just a slow drip of, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that hasn't stopped them in the past. Also, I would like to see Omega do two different sizes of the S&P. That's another thing I had
Oh my
down.
gosh, I've been waiting for that.
Yeah. And I think that might happen. I think maybe they'll do like the standard, 42, and then maybe like a mid-size. What would they do? 39, 38?
Yeah, don't do another 36 or whatever. they
Yeah,
did
that's too
before,
small.
please.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they could do that, and they should do that.
Yeah, they have different sizes for other watches. I don't know
Yeah.
why they can't do it for the S&P. So
Oh, I think a 38 millimeter, 39 millimeter, 37 might be too small, but I think 39 millimeter size and a 42 of the S&P would break the internet.
we were kind of talking about this in a group. Like, if you could choose only one case size to buy for the rest of your life, obviously, different case sizes depending on the lugs, depending on the thickness. They all wear differently. But what if you could only buy the watches in one case size for the rest of your life? What would you choose?
Oh, probably either 39 or 40. I guess that's cheating. 39, probably.
Okay,
How about you?
I would go 38.
Okay.
So we're pretty close.
Yeah. Yep. Like, I still think, even though I love wearing the 40 millimeter Air King, I still think the 214, 270, 39 millimeter Rolex Explorer with just like a Goldilocks fit for me. And even like the Black Bay 58, that's a well-sized diver. It's fine. So even though I do like a bigger diver, obviously, 39 is pretty Goldilocks diver or just regular three-hander.
Yeah, I could see myself entertaining the idea of an Air King. Like, if I were to choose a Rolex, getting an Air King, if it was like 38 or,
Yeah.
the 40 is a bit big and Rolexes wear big because that's actually a watch that they'll actually sell to you. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yep.
So I could kind of see that if it was a 38
I
size
wonder,
or 37.
like, I remember I got mine the year that new one came out, 2022 already. And it took 3 months. And that came out in April. I went to the AD in June, bought my Santos. She took my order for the Air King. She said it might take a year. I get a call 2 months later that was in whatever it was. So I'm like 2.5 months or whatever. So yeah, I wonder. But then some people have said, I've seen on posts about the Air King on like Facebook, I've been waiting a year and a half for mine. So who knows?
Yeah, I was offered an Air King this year. I went into the AD and didn't want an Air King, didn't ask for an Air King. They offered one though.
Yeah, I that's one of the reasons I like it. It's not a popular model.
Mhm.
Makes me feel kind of less douchey about having a Rolex, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I like that about the Rolex Air King. It's an ugly duckling. So that's the one I feel comfortable having. But I must say I would wear the hell out of that titanium Yachtmaster. I would not be precious with it. It would not be a safe queen or something I would list on online the next day or sell to a secondary dealer or something. No, I would wear the shit out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's pretty much all I had written down. Well, I had some other things here. Back to size, I do think watches are going to trend down 36, 38 millimeter. I think that's going to happen in 2026. Like you said with the Longines CEO, I think that's going to happen across the board, micro brands
Yeah,
and main brands.
yeah. I think they've already trended down enough. I think the typical non-watch enthusiast walking into like a Tag AD is not looking for a watch that size. You know what I
No,
mean? They wanna say,
oversized.
"Hey, I bought an expensive watch."
Yep.
You could see it from across the room. So I would really be surprised if we continue to trend in that direction. But maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Well, I think just having options, it doesn't have to be they
Yeah, exactly.
discontinue the 42s. I just think they offer more variations to
I
just
think of
meet
like the
everybody.
Tudor Black Bay one, it's like what is it? 32, 36,
Yeah.
39,
Yeah.
41. Like that's awesome. You could buy it in any size.
Yeah. I'm not in any way saying they're going to get rid of bigger sizes. I'm just saying they're going to
Yeah.
add those smaller ones too. So
Okay.
I think
I
that's
got
going to
you.
happen. Yeah. But like my wife doesn't necessarily like she asked me if I think the 36.5 Oris Aquas I got her is going to be too small. I said, no, you like wearing the Tudor, you like the size of it, and it's about that. And it'll actually wear bigger since it's integrated. So
You'll be surprised. I had the Aquas 39, and that's probably the smallest wearing 39 millimeter watch
ah
I've ever owned.
yeah, maybe it will be. I don't know.
For some reason, that one wears smaller, and I don't know why. I don't know
I
why.
guess the case is a little squat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the watches I just never. I had that Aquas for a little while. I did not like it. I just did not think it was comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I love the look of it. I didn't like the wearing experience
Yeah,
of it.
same. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anything you want to plug? Anything like that?
If we could talk TV, I mean, no one has really seen the show. They came out with the third and final season at the very end of 2024. Somebody Somewhere is like one of my favorite shows.
Ah,
Somebody Somewhere on HBO. It's kind of like if I could compare it to any show, I'd probably say it's Schitt's Creek, I
okay.
guess. Kind of like a comedy that's also like a warm hug type deal.
Cool.
I really love that. I just watched Pluribus. That's really good.
Oh,
Um,
good. Yeah,
that's on
I need
Apple.
to check that out. Two of my favorite shows are coming back soon. The Pit this week.
Oh yeah.
I think on Thursday. We're excited to watch that. And then Shrinking season 3, the trailer has dropped, so I know that's going to be coming.
What did they say a date?
I don't know on that one, but yeah, the trailer just I watched it a couple days ago. Michael J. Fox is in this season. Um, yeah, so it'll be great. I love that
Yeah,
show.
according to AI, it comes out on January 28th.
Okay, yeah,
I love Shrinking. That's one of my
coming soon.
favorites.
Yep, one of the best written shows I think I've ever seen. Yeah, we can talk 2026 movies. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to catching up on a lot of the horror that came out last year. Last year was a really good year for new horror films. Lots of practical effects. I'm way burned out on CGI. I don't love the superhero movies for that reason. Um, CGI nonsense. So I'm excited to see practical effects in not only horror movies, but a lot of movies.
Yeah, I did see like a horror thriller last year, like the popular one that came out that I can't think of the name. Uh,
A horror thriller that was popular.
yeah. I mean, I never watched movies,
Weapons?
but actually, it has the woman who's in Ozark was in it. She's like the star.
Oh, yeah, oh, yes, it was Weapons. Yes.
Oh, Weapons.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
that was good.
yeah, that was really good. Yep. Josh Brolin. Yep, that was one of my favorites. Sinners, I really liked. There's one on Amazon Prime or Shutter right now called I have Shutter through Amazon Prime called Marshmallow that I really liked.
Okay.
Interesting twist on like the summer camp kind of setting. That's all I'll say. Um,
Okay.
I really like that one. I'm excited for. I want to see Black Phone 2 together. I really want to see with Dave Franco and his wife. Was it Allison Brie? Is that her name? Is her name Allison? He directed it and they star in it together. I'm excited to see that one. There's one called Primate, which I'm very excited to see with a practical effects. You can guess by the name of the movie what might happen, and it's done practically. No
Okay.
CGI primate killing people, which I'm very excited to see how they pull that off. So, yeah. And there's more too. There's a lot more. The Good Boy. It's a horror movie through the eyes of a dog. That one's
Oh
been
yeah.
out for a while.
My wife saw that.
Oh, what'd you think of it?
I think she liked it. She had a criticism, and I can't remember what it was. I'll have to ask her.
I think a lot of people feel it would have. It's already a shorter movie. I think a lot of people feel it would have worked better as just a short film.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, like I think it went on probably a little too long. I saw Megan 2.0. Did you see Megan, like the killer AI doll thing?
No, the thing is, I pretty much only watch TV shows. I don't watch
Okay,
movies.
all right. Yeah, that was they came out with Megan 2.0, and it was like Megan, the first one was a horror film, I would say. This was trying to be like Terminator 2. It turned it into a total like action movie. It's kind of odd. It was bonkers nonsense, but I didn't hate it. But it flopped pretty good because it was just a total change in direction from the first one. But yeah, other shows I want to watch it. We did watch Stranger Things. We watched that. We finished that. I had some complaints about the final season, but overall, I think that tied everything up nicely. Trying to think Welcome to Derry, the It show. Want to watch that? Yeah, there's a bunch, but we probably.
I mean, I'm a big Survivor fan. Survivor 50.
Oh wow!
In February.
Jeez,
I'm really looking forward to that.
50.
Yeah, they do 2 seasons a year, so it makes it seem like it's going on for longer than it is. But still, 50 seasons.
Yeah.
And then Traitors comes out on the same day as The Pit. So
a
lot of stuff to watch coming up.
Yeah. Yep. I need to. There's a few series I really want to watch that I've missed. That my wife just says. There's a couple we watched together. Like Pit's one. The Pit is one that we must watch together. Stranger Things was another one. But other than that, she kind of veers off because I start them and then I don't finish them. That's my.
Oh no, I always do. I keep track of everything I watch too. My TV show of the year for 2025 was season 4 of The Bear.
Ah, okay. I've not watched The Bear. I always hear pretty good things.
But I love Shrinking. Love Pluribus was great. I mean, there's so much great TV out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, you may have shut it off by now because we have had no direction, but it's always fun catching up with you, Keith. And I hate to say this, but go Bears.
I love to say it.
All right. Well, yes. Thank you, Keith. And if you have any comments on what we said for 2026, hopes, predictions, thoughts, all that, whether it be watches, TV shows, movies, please let me know. Send me a message on Instagram. This gets dropped as a YouTube video. Feel free to leave a comment there as well. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Remember, sometimes you're the dog, sometimes you're the hydrant, but hey, at least you're outside. We'll catch you on the next episode of the Watch Dog Podcast. See you later.